Chad and Ryan from Nickelback. Great to meet you guys once again.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Let's get into business straight away and of course first of all talk about your new album, No Fixed Address. You guys had a pretty interesting way to record the album because you did it in a different locations all over the world. And I remember you've mentioned that you are kind of a band that needs a deadline, you know, because you like to push.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. With this one, we just kind of started when we wanted to start. We didn't have a record deal when we started this record. There was no record company. We were just hoping one was going to show up at some point in time and want to do something. But we thought, you know, let's just go in and take our time. There's no hurry. And we'll record for 2 weeks here. Then we'll record for 2 weeks here, 2 weeks here. And that was working so well that we just didn't want to stop. And so the guys, Ryan's got, you know, his family, and my brother Mike, the bass player, has his family in Hawaii. And the guys just said, if there's any way that we can spend a little bit of time in each one of the cities, it would make family life a lot easier.
Well, your new single is a song called What Are You Waiting For? And of course it's about the thing we all do because we like to push our dreams and maybe something we have always wanted to do, always further. Instead of we should do it right away. So for you guys, what have been the last thing that you've first of all pushed away and then you suddenly decided that I want to do this?
Getting married. Yeah. For me, it was, I never wanted to get married. And then I got, you know, pretty serious. I was engaged before, but it just wasn't quite right. And I knew pretty soon that maybe I had rushed into that one a little bit too soon. But with this one, I was like, I want to get married. You know, and I want to try this. I want to see what this is like.
Everything's kind of scary before you do it.
And I jumped off the cliff, and it's been fun. You know, being married is fun. But marriage is not really. I mean, marriage is a dream for most women. For most men, it's an eventuality.
But if we talk about albums, everyone knows how the business is nowadays because, you know, we are almost in the same situation like the music business was in the 50s or 60s because the single was the thing and the song was the thing. And of course, our artists have a different way to approach the situation because we all know that U2, how they released their album, they got quite of a backlash. And now Taylor Swift has a little bit of argument with Spotify because she pulled all the albums from Spotify. So how do you see the situation with releasing full-length album? Because you actually toyed around with the idea of releasing an EP.
Yes, a couple of EPs. That was actually the talk. I don't know. I should do more research into the genesis of the actual album. I mean, I understand what singles, and at some point it turned to album. And that's kind of you're always going to get kind of both sides where you're going to get albums that, wow, this album makes sense together. These songs make sense together and there's good songs. And then sometimes you'll get a band where like, well, you signed these albums, you got to give us an album's worth of material. Okay, and they put out a song or maybe two, and they fill the rest up with stuff that just it's not really great to listen to again.
It's not great to listen to.
You like that?
Wow.
Well, I don't want to, because shit is the word you were looking for. Is like so subjective because obviously they're not there if they're making a proper album with a label.
But we've all gone out and bought.
People get pissed off at that.
Albums of our heroes, and you can hear the ones that they put time and effort into. And we can all hear the ones that they didn't put time. And they think that no one's gonna notice. Like, yeah, we can all tell that you didn't care about this fucking song at all. You're just trying to fill it up. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
and so
it's. I mean, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but it's a larger.
No, we want to take.
It's a larger. It's a larger. If I try to kind of encapsulate.
Yeah.
It, when we make an album, we want to make sure all the songs, as much to our best ability, are really good, and that our fans will like it. So we don't try to put 2, 3. Really, we worked a lot on this and just put a bunch of junk on there. So we thought if we, we're thinking the same thing. Things are so single digestible. Everybody's taking singles these days, and that's just the younger generation. The attention span is shorter, and everything like that. We're like, well, I don't want the songs to get lost on people. If you give them the full album, we're just feeling there's a lot of good songs in here. What if we split it up and we put out a 5-song EP? Okay, we can put a rock single out, and if it goes to another one goes to pop radio, fine. And then there's 3 more songs people will grab. You can easily just go. I'll go 3 more songs deep in this album, and you'll listen to them. They'll be heard.